What's up, all you natural gamers? It's Jay Herman here, and today we're going to talk about how you can prepare for a first date. So the first thing I want to mention is that when you have gone up to a girl and you've got her number and you've texted her and you've talked about going on a date with her and she's agreed to it, you've already done your job. You've already won. You've gotten your foot in the door and you're on your way to getting her to be attracted to you and interested in you. Okay? But the first date is crucial. So I want you to think about it this way. Your life's already awesome. You've lived all the way up to the point of where you are now without this person. So don't put the pressure on yourself. Don't think that the date has to go well. You think to yourself, wow, this woman's beautiful. She has a great job. She has a nice car. She's got everything that I want. So I really don't want to mess this up. And when you do that, you put pressure and you give off a nervous vibe, and a girl will sense that quickly. She will notice that you are, out of your comfort zone. And what you want to do is you want to stay at a level where she is extremely happy and comfortable and you guys are vibing. And by doing so, you just have to think to yourself and mentally prepare before you go on the date and say, I could screw this up and I'm still okay. I'm fine whether this goes well or not. And that's the best way to put yourself in a position where you won't be nervous. Okay? Think about it that way. It doesn't have to go well. All right? You were fine before and you're going to be fine after. But if it does go well and things are vibing between the two of you, then great, awesome, perfect. That's a bonus. All right? Now, the second thing I want you to think about is treat her like a best friend. Okay? Be open, be fun, be able to have back and forth conversation that's going smoothly. Try to avoid those awkward silences. If you do have any of those, you can bring it up. You could be like, like awkward silence. And in a sense, if she knows you can tell when things are getting awkward and you're comfortable with that, it's going to make everything a lot better. All right. So in your head before you go, just say, hey, if things get awkward, I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm not gonna let that throw me off my game. All right. So just know, your best friend, you're okay with sharing all different type of information. Now, I'm not telling you to go crazy and open up and tell her everything. It's not like that. You want to just be as comfortable as you would be talking to your best friend, right? Because your best friend you talk to on a regular basis, and if you were sitting down at lunch with them or dinner, at no point would you feel like you're being awkward or things are kind of like not really vibing well, because you know this person. So kind of think of it that way. I already kind of know this person. So when you go on a date with a girl, she gets that familiarity. So in a sense, you're not treating it like she's a stranger. All right. And the last point I want to make is just that you do not want to treat it like an interview. It is not an interview. It's a date. So prior to going, you can sort of maybe come up with a few questions that you might want to ask her. What does she do for a living? Her family situation. Does she live on her own? Does she live with her family? Does she hang out with her family a lot? What's her dreams? What's her goals? To try to find out common ground, but you don't want to just berate her with questions. You want to be interested in her more than you want to be interesting yourself. Interested more than interesting, because this way you'll be asking her more about herself and she will be happy to talk about herself. People love to talk about themselves. So the date is to get to know her, of course, but it's not an interview. You're not just asking a ton of questions, but you are going into the date prior thinking to yourself, maybe I should have a few questions lined up just in case there is that awkward silence. You kind of maybe can have a few questions that you remembered that you thought about before you went, and you can bring those up. All right. So that's a good way to prepare, to make sure you have a few questions that you maybe want to ask her, but it doesn't go too far in depth that it seems like you're interviewing her. All right. You want her to be as comfortable as possible. And then at the end of the date, you give her a hug, you tell her to get home safe, and then You can text her later on, make sure she got home okay. But then after that, you kind of give yourself a little bit of a breather to see how she responds to the date. And if it went well, you will definitely notice that. She will text you, and you will kind of get the vibe off of her text. And if it goes well, then awesome. Set up another date. But if you didn't put a lot of pressure on yourself and you did what I just mentioned, those ideas that I told you, it should turn out where she is excited to go on that second date with you. All right? So guys, hopefully this all helped you out, how to prepare for a first date. Remember, go on my website, coachingnaturalgame.com, submit your information, and you can get a one-on-one personal session with me, and I can help you with your life and make you a natural at game. And also go on my Instagram, at itsjherman. Give me a follow, and that's all I have for you guys today. Much love. All right, peace out.